Hello and welcome to the Elite Chat brought to you by Showpen TV. My name is Nasif Shalagwe. Thanks a lot for joining us on the program. The Elite Chat is a show where we featured informed guests to debate and offer insights and evaluate various issues. The program today we'll be talking about the 2023 elections and youth participation. Joining me on the program is Nigerian youth development activist and the executive director of Brain Builder Initiatives. So I have on the program today Mr. Olasupo Abideen. So thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you very much. It's my pleasure. Thank you.
Okay, moving straight to the business of the day. 4 years ago, President Muhammadu Buhari signed the Not Too Young to Run bill. So what's your general assessment about youth participation in politics since this bill was signed?
All right, thank you very much, and I'm excited to be joining you on this show today, and I sincerely appreciate your company for deeming it fit to invite me here. I wouldn't just start by talking about the assessment. I will talk about taking us through the memory lane. There's an initiative called the Youth Alliance on Constitution Review. As a teenager, I was a part of that coalition, and we tried to ensure that this bill got passed during Goodluck Jonathan era. Unfortunately, we couldn't see the light of the day, so we changed strategy. And that was why we called it the Not Too Young to Run campaign movement during President Muhammadu Buhari's era. So part of the strategy we employed was to empower and activate the office of the citizens to ensure that we get more young people involved and engaged in issues around giving opportunity to you to participate in politics. And our narrative is coming from the aspect of saying, if we have the opportunity to vote, why shouldn't we have the opportunity to be voted for, especially a situation where we have more than 50% young people? Kudos to President Muhammadu Buhari, kudos to all non-governmental organizations who work together, kudos to the then Senate President, Senator Bukola Saraki, and personally, kudos to the Speaker of the House of Assembly there, because as a person, I led the advocacy in Kwara, and it was witnessed by a lot of challenges then, saying from one aspect to the other that we are working for the then Senate President's son, or we are working for him in the long run to install his son as the next governor. But of course, we never minded the market noise. We were facing the advocacy and we employed different strategy. So 4 years down the memory lane, I can say by my own assessment, we have witnessed a precedented increase in the number of young people who are participating in policy. Because before, the youth have turned politics to, it's their own thing, we are less concerned once, we have been able to graduate from university and we're able to get job. So I don't think there is any reason why I need to be involved in politics. But now, especially in Kwara, anytime I see youth participation in Kwara, I'm always happy, I'm always excited, because that time while they were trying to malign our personality and integrity, we could have just said, we are not doing again. I'm happy because in the long run, my own efforts and the effort of all others that we work together is really translating to results. So that's the reason why we have a lot of young people contesting to occupy political posts now. That's the reason why we have an army of young people going out en masse to get their PVC. That's why we have an army of young people writing about issues of governance and politics. So by my own assessment, we have left the Egypt years, and of course we are moving forward. Personally, we have witnessed a lot of increase in the number of youth participation in politics after the Not Too Young to Run bill has been passed.
Okay, moving away from that, with what we saw during the party's primary, do you think the youths are actually ready to take the mantle of leadership?
Thank you very much for this brilliant question. You see, as much as I'm a youth advocate, as much as I campaign for youth involvement in politics, I have said it on a number of occasions that I wouldn't mind, even as a youth activist, to campaign against you if I know as a young person when you get here, you will not give opportunity or make young people or younger generation proud. I won't mention the name of a governor, but we all know that young governor in Nigeria who presently he has been adjudged as one of the disgraced to the Not Too Young to Run campaign. Like I said, I'm not mentioning any name, but viewers at home can program it and know this. So you can't just be coming out to contest for posts under the guise of the fact that you are youth, so as a result people should vote for you. You need to come from the aspect of, understanding the issues, having competency, capacity, and character to deliver. What are your antecedents when you have been tried before? What exactly do you want to do? How you want to try it again? What are the strategies you are bringing aboard? So that's the perspective or aspects that I expect us as young people to come. On the party primaries, unfortunately, I am an optimist, I'm not a pessimist, but I'm also a realist. I am afraid that 2023 election will still be like the other general elections we have always been talking about, because we have not gotten it right. As young people, I'm happy to also say, our organization is one of the organizations, trying to advocate for people to register to vote. But the bulk of this work starts from the grassroots. We can't do top to bottom approach. It needs to be bottom to top. So how many youth are card-carrying member of political parties? And if you are card-carrying member, how many of us attend ward meetings? Then if you attend ward meetings, how many of us have a say in who represents us at the level of the ward? From the ward we move to the local government. From local government we move to the district. From the district we move to the state. From state we move to the zone. From the zone we move to the national. So it's all about process. So if you are not involved at the grassroots in who we elect to be our ward delegate or a local government delegate, we can't be crying wolves when we see older generation collecting $5,000, $10,000 to cast vote for the delegate. At that side, the deal has already been done, and there's nothing we can do. And that's the reason why it's embarrassing that all the major political parties that we're talking about today are still feeding the same kind of people. They are better of a feather. So
what do you think is the major reason for that?
Yes, because I can say because the number of young people who are getting involved at the level of the grassroots is low. Because if we have gotten people with high intellect, people who understood the issues of where we are coming from, it will be easier for them to say, okay, let me vote for a youth that I feel tick the 3C of competency, capacity, and character, even if the youth is not really having money. Of course, I quite agree with you. Contesting election in Nigeria is capital intensive. You have to spend money. But of course, it's a step-by-step approach. We've got to create like a reorientation of mindset, change that dynamics of money politics to politics of ideology, politics of, having platforms to, correct the bad things. So as far as I'm concerned, I feel 2023 general election, we might really not get it right the way we would have expected. But can we rejig and go back to the table like we did during the Not Young Strong campaign when it wasn't passed during the era of Jonathan? We never stopped there. We came back again. We changed of strategy during Buhari area, and of course we had our day. So one of what we can do is to ensure youth of like minds needs to come together. And let me seize this opportunity as well to correct this notion I've always been hearing: all youth can never work together. It has never happened anywhere in the world, because your own perspective as Naziv is different from my own perspective as Abideen. Your own pain point is different from mine, so our perspective differs. So there can never be any time that all the youth will not say, oh fine, we are working together, we are supporting this. It's gonna be a joke, and it's an expensive joke. But can we have majority of young people who believe in the same ideology, work together, collaborate together to really vote for that person, or empower people from the grassroots to the top level, so that when it gets to electing, the presidential flag bearer, it won't be the same category of, corrupt politicians that we give the platform to flag the party tickets.
All right, thank you. When we look at the country and Kwara State particularly, we have a lot of youths who are praise singers in politics of today. What do you think is the major reason?
I understand where you are driving at. You just want to force one out of me. Well, that's typical of you journalists. Anyways, you see, as young person, what I would just say is we've got our destiny in our hands, and you've got your liberty to choose or determine the way you want to live your life. But of course, if your own JD or if your own future plan is that by the age of 20, 25, 30, 35, the only thing you want to do with your own life is to get a stipend of less than maybe $50 US, then go online to abuse the age mate of your dad, or go online to sing praises without really asking the right questions. I wish you all the very best. But to listeners who are just coming up and who feel, of course, as a young person, they want to take their destiny in their hand towards the right way, I charge you. Of course, we are all political animal. We all have where our sentiment lies. But can we channel some of these things the right way? Even if we are with the government of the day or we are with the opposition, can we start asking the right questions? This is even one of the reasons why, anybody you are working with, we give you that big regard. Because politicians are intelligent. That's another mistake we make. They are not fools. Just by interacting with you, they know exactly who you are. And when an opportunity comes, that's the reason why when big opportunity comes, they only call the praise singers. They know the right people who have the capacity to do some of these things. So they continue to use them for the same category of job that they have been doing over years. Then you ask questions after 10 years. So you just discover that after 10 years, you are not able to add anything to your CV or to your profile, aside being a certified PhD holder in praise singing, aside being a certified PhD holder in abusing the age mate of your brother or your father or your future, helper. So, but like I said, we can't help it. If that is the line they want to choose, I wish them all the very best. But to discerning mind who are listening to us, even as an expert who likes to craft content, there are a whole lot of platform fear which your crafting content could be made beneficial. One of the example is your own platform as well. Why not volunteer, or why not intern with people like you, learn experience, and have a future goal that I want to work in the BBC for the next year. So it doesn't mean that you are just starting small. Of course, a lot of people who are there today started small like us as well. So as young people, channel that your skill that you have towards the right way. If you are with the government, fine, brilliant. That's where your sentiment lies. Beyond you praising them, do you go back to tell them these are some of the ways through which I think you can do better? Because we should be more of a solution person and not a problem person. So if you are with the opposition, are you telling them the right way to do that opposition? Are you trying to convince them on the kind of policy they can bring on board that will serve like make them unique from others who are coming to the field? So as young people, enough of turning us against ourselves. I'm charging us as well, if you are listening, that of course the only disappointment you will be doing to yourself is to create an enmity because of a politician, because that same politician will meet themselves in their flight and they've got opportunity to do business together, they're gonna do it. Sure. So we are seeing it, and we still continue to see it. So the admonition is just to you, see, there's still time for you to change trend of things. There's still time for you to correct the kind of personality that people know you has. So the ball is in your court anyways.
Okay, let's talk about the 2023 elections. A lot of people, older people do say the youths are political immature. Do you agree with that?
Absolutely, I disagree. Why would they say young people they are immature? Like, let's even use different case study here. I'm in the tech. We have different tech startups that has been built in Nigeria by young people. We have Unicorn in Nigeria. These are companies worth, billions of dollars. So if young people can sit down to craft a business that will attract investment, that will get revenue to be, stand in the category of a unicorn. So why would you say they are immature? I can't agree. Of course, the psychological aspect is there, and that will bring me to the fact that intentionally, the present crop of leaders we have are not doing deliberate investment in the youth. There is a clear difference between saying you are doing youth empowerment and youth investment and development. If you want to be deliberate about investment in the youth, you've got to invest in their future. Life has gone beyond you just giving out money to people or giving out machine to people. That in the long run, there is not even monetary and evaluation of some of those funds you're giving. So in the long run, you might even leave them impoverished that you have met them. Because as a person at this moment that I am discussing with you, if you're giving me 1 million naira now, my whole priority is just to go for holiday in Dubai. So the next thing I'm going to do with that 1 million naira is to go for a holiday in Dubai, because that's my pain point at the moment. So if you're giving me money, I just count it as, oh, well, it's a free money. It's one of the largest as well. So you are not empowering me in the long run. But if you want to invest heavily in me, can you sponsor me for a course? Can you take me through a training that even beyond the 4 years or beyond the 8 years, that thing continue to linger on in my memory and continue to give me leverage, continue to give me platform, continue to attract much more opportunities. That's why we give kudos to the Kaduna State Governor, Malam Nasiru El-Rufai, through the Kasim Ibrahim Fellowship that he's doing. That's what they call deliberate youth investments. You apply for the application, they screen you, They admit you, they make you a de facto special assistant to the governor. And not only that as well, they sponsor you for an international conference. Not only that as well, they deploy you to various ministries. Because one of the major challenges is, when young people are just coming up, occupying political posts, the experience might not be there. Quite all right. Experience cannot be bought in the market. So, some of those experiences are what Madam Nasir El-Rufai has been trying to do. They deploy you as Nasir Shalagberu to maybe Ministry of ICT today, maybe after 1 month to Ministry of Youth, after another month to Ministry of Culture and Tourism. So you've got to learn little about how the civil service work. That way, in the long run, if you meet yourself in a position of leadership tomorrow, you're able to fine-tune policy, you're able to understand the psychology even the civil service. You're able to understand the way to relate with people. Because of course, issues of emotional intelligence is what the older generation always use against us. Like, we youth are always temperamental. The moment we just see something, we spark fire, we act inappropriately. But Rome was not built in a day. It's a continuous process. So for the older generation to really convince us that they love us, there's a need for them to be deliberate about investing in us. And of course, are we entitled? We are not entitled at all. How many leadership centers do we have across the globe? Even in Kwara, mention it. So can we have a deliberate attempt to have leadership center across all the 774 local governments? And can we start teaching leadership in secondary schools? Can we start teaching leadership as a core course in tertiary institution? Of course, we have civic education, but you're a journalist. Carry out your opinion. Sample. Even teachers who are teaching civic education do not know much about it. So that's the rust of the system. That's the cankerworm to which the system has, eaten deep into our fabrics. So there is a need for the older generations to stop, talking us down. We have seen young people who have been given platform and who are doing well. Of course, we have also seen thousands of young people who have been given platform and they mess to the young people. So beyond tokenism, empowering the youth has gone beyond just giving them token. Empowering them has just gone beyond you giving them an appointment to say, let me take the balls of giving youth appointments. You've got to be deliberate about the kind of people you even give appointment to. Because if you are not deliberate about that, or if you are not even investing in training them, believe you me, all the investments or all the assumed empowerment that you have done might just go down the drain within the same curve and high. So we need to be deliberate about anything we are doing.
Okay, thank you very much. We have just a few minutes to round up the show, but before we do, talking about the party's primary, we have some young people that actually clinch their party ticket. Do you think they have all it takes to lead?
Yes, I think they have all it takes to lead. So I've got a few examples in Labour Party, in the APC, in the PDP, in the XDP, and some other major political parties, especially use Kwara State as a case study. So I've seen few of them, and I'm not going to mention them. And I feel, of course, with the way they are going about their strategy, they should be able to mobilize resources. One thing I would just admonish them is to look at the issues. I've been tagging in Kwara, and I tell the ignorant fellows that, okay, without data, can you make informed decision? So if you want to represent me at the level of the parliament, you've got to understand the issues. You've got to understand where we are coming from. And you've got to tell me in clear terms that can relate to the older generation, the younger generation, why you need to vote for you. So do like an operation. Let me use that word. Do like an operation of your constituency. Where have you been coming from? Where exactly are you? Where do you think the constituency can go? Go to the field yourself as young people. You are agile, you have the energy. Interact and engage with people. Listen to their yearning. Let that be a part of what form your manifesto. Your manifesto should not just be crafted by your friend that loves to coin English together or can just put one or two things together. Your manifesto should reflect the yearning of the people. Then in mobilizing resources, I can agree that it requires a lot of fund, but crowdfunding has made things easy as well. So if you're able to convince and tell your story the right way, I believe there are a whole lot of Nigerians who are ready to give support to young people. Another thing as well is not to forget your business, especially to entrepreneurs among those contesting as well, because it's not 100% assurance that you're going to win election, so that you don't turn yourself to a political jobber in the long run. So I admonish you to also be running your business by the side, and as well try to see how you can bring more young people from the different political divide. I may be a member of party, the OA today, and I may not trust the capacity of, the flag bearer of my political party in the constituency. So I can vote for the party in the party Z or party X or party Y as well. So reach out across political divide. Don't assume that because, this man is from party E or E is from party T, I'm not going to reach out because I've assumed automatically he's not going to support me. Reach out to them, engage them, sell your manifesto, go to the grassroots community as well, go to Market Square to sell it, go to association of community-based organization to sell yourself, sell your idea, and of course, while doing it, do this in an ethical way devoid of vulgar language. Let's try to change trend. Let's try to change things so that the older generations who have been saying we are immature, we don't have the capacity, we don't have the emotional intelligence, we don't have the mental capacity, can change the story, and of course we get to get their buy-in. And I'm also going to be concluding by saying we are saying youth o'clock. Youth o'clock is beyond the word of mouth. Youth o'clock should be matched with action. If you have registered for your PVC, please go and collect it when I make an announcement that the PVC is ready. And aside that, don't just collect the PVC and put it in your pocket or use it as an ID card at the bank. Ensure that you go out on the day of election and vote. Then when you are voting, vote based on issues as well. And of course, there is always the issue of spirituality in terms of praying. As well, if you are contesting, so you've got to pray to your God. You're a Muslim, you're a Christian, or you are a traditionalist or an Ifa person. Whatever channel you believe in, pray to your God, and I wish you all the very best as young people. But always remember that for people to vote for you, it's beyond you being a young person. You must come to the table on what exactly you want to do and what difference you want to make.
All right, thank you very much. We've come to the end of the show. We hope you enjoyed. We've been talking with Mr. Abideen Olasupo. He has talked to us about the 2023 general election and youth participation. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share our videos across all our social media platforms. My name is still remains Nasif Shalagberu. See you next week.